What is going on, viewers of YouTube? Sunspot here, and I am back giving you guys my review of the Hasbro Titans Return Transformers Deluxe Class Autobot TOPSPIN with Freeze-Out collectible figure. Well, as per usual, I do want to highlight the packaging. Do have some nice artwork here of TOPSPIN and his little freeze-out headmaster, looking pretty sweet. Do have the Generations logo. This is where you'd see the figure inside with all of his accessories. Down here to say freeze-out and Autobot TOPSPIN, and a nice image of his vehicle mode. Sides of the box don't really have anything, just continues that artwork, or rather the same artwork of TOPSPIN here, nothing on this side. The back is pretty neat because it shows all the other figures in the wave. I do have Perceptor and Broadside. I still can't find Sky Shadow. I don't know if he's shipping yet. I think he is because a lot of people on TFW have him, so I don't know what's up with that. But here's the figure and all of his accessories, and a biography of the character. If you like, you can pause and read that now. As for the figure himself, this is actually probably my favorite deluxe class figure in the wave so far. I thought it'd honestly be Perceptor, but I was wrong. It's actually TOPSPIN. Let me give you guys a 360 here. This guy is just so awesome and unique. I love his color scheme. It is so cool. I think on the camera right now it's turning out to be like an ocean blue, but in reality it's much lighter. Don't really know how to explain it, but people who have this figure, they know what I mean. But it is just a really nice mold. It's new. Finally, we're getting some new molds. It's about time. And honestly, just look at this guy. He is just really fat, if I'm being honest. He's very bulky, and that's part of the reason why I like him. He really stands out in your collection, and I just can't wait to get Twin Twist. So let's take a closer look. As for his head sculpt, it's really nice looking. I really do like the pearlescent purple they use for his visor. Actually, now that I'm bringing him into the light, like closer to the light behind me, I can tell just how pearlescent it really is. And actually, the blue on his head specifically, I think, has a little bit of that pearlescent feel from what I can see, but regardless, it's just really nice looking. His mouth and nose and just overall face are really nice gunmetal silver, actually shinier, which is pretty cool. Nice yellow paint right here, and the back is pretty much what you'd expect from Headmasters. So this is very G1 accurate. I did not have the G1 toy as a kid. I only had Twin Twist, but I do know what this guy looks like back when he was announced, or revealed in the 80s, so I think it's pretty damn accurate. Then, same goes for the rest of the figure. Like I said, this is probably my favorite in the wave so far, and I'm just so stoked to have this guy. But you could tell straight off the bat, this guy has amazing detail. I mean, look at all the molding they put in on his chest, and a little bit down here on his stomach. It looks like this is a sticker, so you may want to be cautious because this might, peel off eventually if you mishandle this figure. So keep that in mind. But nice little, detail here on his, I guess, his arc reactor, if you will. Some nice red paint there. I think it's a little blotchy here at the top now that I look at it, but whatever. Nice blue paint right here. Really nice looking. And check in here at the back. Not a lot of kibble, which is nice. I do like how this sticks out, kind of like thrusters. So I thought that was pretty neat. And, here's his cockpit, which I'll talk about more later on in the review when I get into the alt mode. The wings have a crazy amount of detail, which is pretty cool. Some nice red paint right over the coating of silver. His arms are pretty cool looking too. Very chunky, like I said. I wish they would have gave him a little bit more definition here in the hands, just because it looks a little skinny. I don't know, maybe if they made the fingers thicker, but whatever. I don't really care that much. And the back here, some nice detail as well. Again, I'll highlight most of this later in alt mode. Moving down, really thick legs, not gonna lie. He's pretty chunky, which I do like I just keep saying. Nice, I can't really tell. It's like not exactly an orange. It's kind of like, I'm at a loss for words right now what this color is. It was in my mind, but yeah, it does look really nice in person. It may be a little bit darker on camera than it should be, but I still think it looks good, even on the camera. So, because right now the blue is much darker than it should be, and I'm not sure why. It just might be my lighting or whatever, but It's not too far off. Have some nice white paint right here, which is pretty cool. And his back of the legs are pretty chunky. I do like these thrusters down here as well. I think those look really badass. So, overall, this guy is just awesome. I don't know why I like him so much, but I'm just drooling over this figure. As for articulation, this guy does actually have a ton. His head can rotate fully because of the headmaster feature. Go forward that much, not too much, back that much, and side to side. His arms fully rotate, go out and in on this joint right here as well. The wings can move out and in. I do like to keep him back like that, but I see a lot of people keep him straight like this. I don't really know what's accurate, but I think they look good like that. Bicep rotation, which is always cool. A double jointed elbow. Kind of have to mess around with it, but yeah, that's always good. Unfortunately, no rotation at the wrist, which kind of sucks, but whatever. He can rotate at the waist, the full 360, which is pretty cool. No ab crunch, but it's a transformer. Should be used to that. Legs can go forward pretty high, actually, and back that much. Can actually do the splits. Wow, I didn't expect that. The thigh rotation does have a single joint at the knee. Can go forward that too, and this can actually rotate forward and back. The feet, nothing really, if I'm being honest, because they can't. It doesn't have an ankle pivot, obviously, and it can really only go forward like this, and you're already breaking the transformation. So. I think for what he is and for the price to get for, I think this is good articulation. As for size, Twin Twist, not Twin Twist, I keep saying that, TOPSPIN, his brother, stands, I think, at about 6 inches tall. If you don't believe me, do have my trusty tape measure. And yeah, so just at about 6 inches. And here he is next to another figure in his same wave. Do have Croc here, who I'm a big fan of. I think this is just a really cool paint job, but I think they look great together. You know, obviously, I don't think they've interacted before, but I still think they just look so cool together. And here he is next to something you probably own, like this Marvel Legends Cyclops figure, or you don't, because this guy, I think he's still rare. Someone comment if he isn't. I don't know, I haven't been keeping up. But there you go for size, he's just a little bit shorter. And here he is next to my alpaca. As for accessories, he comes, of course, with his collector card right here. I think it's pretty nice looking. Got some pretty neat detail there. Very shiny, much more pearlescent than he actually is. And Autobot, TOPSPIN, and of course, here are his tech specs. So you can pause and check these out if you want. He also comes with a pair of, I guess these are blaster pistols. Not much detail. I mean, technically, yeah, there's a lot of molding involved in these, but not too much paint applications, just standard plastic, silver plastic. But he can hold these pretty well. I mean, in my case, not so well, because these just wiggle around so much. This one's okay. I know this one's okay, but this one, it's so annoying. But whatever, and if you want, you can actually connect them together. There's just some, actually, what the hell? Okay, sorry, technical difficulties. You can peg these together like this, as so, and now it's just a giant-ass blaster, which you can put in his hand. So, I'm not going to use this feature, but, you know, there you go. You can actually, and it's very difficult because he doesn't have wrist pivot, you can actually, I guess it should be like this in a way. Can be some kind of turret, I guess. I don't know, but I think that looks weird. I think it'd look better if his wrists could actually rotate, but you know, there's an option for you. Then on to transformation. Please bear with me, and I've said this in all my other Transformer reviews on my channel. I suck at transforming, okay? So, let's remove his headmaster first of all, and I'll show his details later. What you should start by doing is opening up this panel and flipping his arms, or his wrists back. Then you kind of want to accordion this in on itself and close these panels, and do the same on the right side here. And if you want, you can just straighten out these wings for now. Now the legs, you want to open them up back here and push the foot in on either side, and then what do I do from here? Then you kind of want to, like the arms, accordion them in, basically. A pretty simple transformation, but of course I'm going to struggle. And then, if you haven't already done so, push these in. From here on out, you can separate the abdomen here, and then rotate this all the way around. And then, from there on out, rotate this. Now what you want to do here is pull these thrusters forward, close his cockpit, and then kind of like straighten this all out and move his arms out of the way. And I forgot to put this in. Move his arms out of the way for now, and kind of like just peg it in. You'll feel it. It'll click in place. And make sure the legs are pegged together here as well. These like to come loose sometimes, but you'll hear it click just like there. And from here on out, you just move these arms in here. And he is in his vehicle mode, which I think looks pretty damn awesome. And if you want, you can remove the landing gear too. And there he is. I think he looks freaking cool. But before that, let's check out this headmaster, because I think he's pretty neat. You transform him. Y'all know how, I'm sure. And barely any paint. A lot of sculpting detail, but no paint, as you'd expect from these figures. And if you do want to put them on the inside, kind of put your finger in here. Ugh, it's always a bitch to grab these. And then just put them in, you know, whatever position you want them to be in. And just stick them in there. He'll fit nicely, and close this up. And there you go. Taking a look at the detail on this jet, you can tell it has great proportion, and just make sure to plug these in more. It just looks really nice. You get a better look here at the silver paint on his thrusters, which I think looks great. Has a translucent cockpit. I'm not sure if I'm too big of a fan of that. It's cool that you can see a little headmaster in there, but I don't know. I think I'd prefer this more if it was, you know, opaque or whatever. But it has great proportions. I love this just these thrusters on the back. I think that looks amazing right here. I wish they would have painted this, all these thrusters in here. I think that would have made it even cooler. But yeah, and the bottom, really not too much robot kibble. I mean, yeah, you have his chest here, but that's basically it. You don't have arms or legs, so they hid those really nicely. Wish they would have painted the wheels, because, I don't know, that looks weird. Besides that, I think that's about it, because I think this is just such a cool alt mode. Generally, when you have, you know, all these new Titans Return figures, and they always turn into Cybertronian jets or vehicles and stuff, and I'm not always too big of a fan of them, but I think this guy just looks awesome. And maybe I'm biased because G1, and he pretty much looks like him, especially this part here. Oh, that's awesome. But I don't know. I think he looks cool. And he can't roll. Now, these aren't actually wheels, which kind of sucks, but you're paying like 20 bucks for these, so this is what you get for your buck. And if you'd like to transform him back, it's pretty simple. I'm barely going to walk you through this. First of all, jam your nail in here and remove the headmaster. Oh, take out the arms. And then you want to start separating the legs. Just like that. I'm just soaring through this because it's a pretty easy transformation, and I don't think anybody cares, to be honest with you. So, yeah. But while I'm transforming this, I'd like to mention something, that I have a new background, as you can tell. And please let me know what you think of it, because it took me literally all day, all freaking day, to put it together, and I really, really want to know what you guys think. I'm in a new room, like a new little studio place, and oh my gosh, hold on, I'm actually sucking at this right now. There we go. And I wanted to stop reviewing stuff in my bathroom. Yeah, I was reviewing my figures in my bathroom for the longest of times, but hopefully you guys like this new setup, because I kind of like it. Much more spacious. And then you can transform his little headmaster here. And sometimes I have trouble putting this in, like the head keeps moving, but there we go. I think I was having trouble with another figure, actually. So, I actually forgot to show you guys how to put the accessories on the vehicle mode, but I don't think anybody cares. So, there he is, back in robot mode, the way I'm gonna keep him, and I think he looks so freaking cool. So, overall, I think this is worth every penny. I don't know why he is my favorite. Again, might be because of G1 and Twin Twist, who I had as a kid, and this is basically his twin brother, so I may be biased, but whatever, because this is a good mold, it's new, it's fresh, and I think everyone who sees this in the store should pick it up. And with that said, people, if you did enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, comment, check out my site at SunSpotReviewz.com, and I will see you guys in my next video.